Qur'an, chapter 20, Surah TaHa, by Sayyid Qutb. Translation by Muhammad Al-Amrani. In the name of God, the most compassionate, the most merciful. TaHa. We have not sent down the Qur'an upon you to burden you, but only as a reminder for those who stand in awe, a revelation from the one who created the earth and the heavens sublime. The most merciful established on the throne, to him belongs all that is in the heavens and all that is on earth, and whatever lies between them and beneath the soil. And whether you speak aloud or not, surely he knows what is hidden and what is even more concealed. God, there is no God but he. To him belong the most beautiful names. Has there come to you the story of Moses? When he saw a fire and said to his family, "Stay here, for I perceive a fire. Perhaps I may bring to you a burning brand, or find some guidance by the fire." And when he came to it, he was called, "O Moses, verily I am your sustainer, so remove your sandals, for you are in the sacred valley of Tuwa. And I have chosen you, so listen to what is revealed. Indeed, I am God, there is no deity but me, so worship me and establish prayer for my remembrance. Verily the hour is coming, though I choose to keep it hidden so that every soul may be recompensed for what it strives for. Let none turn you away from it, those who do not believe and follow their own desires, lest you perish. And what is that in your right hand, O Moses?" He said, "It is my staff. I lean upon it, and with it I beat down leaves for my sheep, and I have other uses for it." He said, "Cast it down, O Moses." So he cast it, and behold, it became a serpent slithering. He said, "Seize it, and fear not, we shall return it to its former state. And place your hand under your arm. It will come forth white without any harm, another sign, that we may show you some of our greatest signs. Go to Pharaoh, for he has transgressed all bounds." He said, "O my sustainer, expand for me my breast, and ease for me my task, and untie the knot from my tongue, so that they may understand my speech. And appoint for me a helper from my family, Aaron, my brother. Strengthen me with him, and let him share my task, that we may glorify you much and remember you much. Truly you have always been watchful over us." He said, "Your request has been granted, O Moses. And indeed we showed our favour upon you once more, when we revealed to your mother what was revealed. Cast him into the chest, and cast it into the river, and the river will wash him ashore, and he will be taken by an enemy of mine and an enemy of his. And I enveloped you in my love, so that you might be reared under my eye. When your sister went and said, 'Shall I direct you to one who will nurse him?' So we returned you to your mother, that her heart might be comforted and she not grieve. And you killed a soul, but we delivered you from the distress, and we tried you with a severe trial. And you stayed for years among the people of Midian. Then you came as ordained, O Moses. And I have prepared you for myself. Go, you and your brother, with my signs, and do not slacken in my remembrance. Go both of you to Pharaoh, for he has truly transgressed. And speak to him with gentle words, that perhaps he may take heed or fear." They said, "Our sustainer, we fear that he may hasten to harm us or transgress beyond all bounds." He said, "Fear not, for I am with you. I hear and I see. So go to him and say, 'Indeed, we are messengers from your sustainer, so let the children of Israel go with us, and do not oppress them. We have brought you a sign from your sustainer, and peace will be upon those who follow the guidance. It has been revealed to us that the punishment will be upon those who deny and turn away." Pharaoh said, "So who is the sustainer of you both, O Moses?" He said, "Our sustainer is he who gave everything its creation, then guided it." Pharaoh said, "Then what of the former generations?" Moses said, "Their knowledge is with my sustainer in a book. My sustainer neither errs nor forgets. He who made for you the earth a cradle, and spread out for you paths therein, and sent down water from the sky, and brought forth thereby diverse pairs of plants. Eat and pasture your cattle. Surely in that are signs for those endowed with intellect. From it we created you, and into it we shall return you, and from it we shall bring you forth once again." And indeed we showed him all of our signs, but he denied and refused. He said, "Have you come to drive us out of our land with your sorcery, O Moses? But we shall surely bring you sorcery like it, so set for us an appointment that neither we nor you will fail to keep, in an open and even place." Moses said, "Your appointment will be on the day of the festival, and let the people be assembled at mid-morning." Pharaoh turned away, gathered his plots, and then returned. Moses said to them, "Woe to you! Do not forge lies against God, lest he destroy you with a punishment, for surely those who invent lies have failed." They debated their matter among themselves and kept their secret counsel. They said, "These two are but sorcerers who intend to drive you out of your land with their sorcery and do away with your most excellent way of life. So gather all your schemes, then come forward in ranks, for today whoever prevails will surely succeed." They said, "O Moses, will you cast, or shall we be the first to cast?" He said, "You cast first." And behold, their ropes and staffs by their sorcery seemed to him as if they were moving. Moses felt a fear within himself. We said, "Fear not. Surely you are the one who will prevail. Cast down what is in your right hand, it will swallow what they have crafted. What they have made is only the trickery of a sorcerer, and a sorcerer will never succeed, no matter where he goes." The sorcerers fell down in prostration, saying, "We believe in the sustainer of Aaron and Moses." Pharaoh said, "You believed in him before I gave you permission. Surely he is your master who taught you sorcery. I will surely cut off your hands and your feet on opposite sides, and I will crucify you on the trunks of palm trees, and you will know whose punishment is more severe and more lasting." They said, "We will never prefer you over what has come to us of clear signs, and over him who created us. So decree whatever you will, you can only decree in this worldly life. Indeed, we believe in our sustainer, so that he may forgive us our sins and the sorcery you compelled us to perform. God is better and more lasting." Verily, whoever comes to his sustainer as a criminal, for him is hell, where he will neither live nor die. But whoever comes to him as a believer, having done righteous deeds, for them are the highest ranks, gardens of eternity beneath which rivers flow, abiding therein forever. That is the reward of those who purify themselves. And we revealed to Moses, "Set forth with my servants by night, and strike for them a dry path through the sea. Fear not to be overtaken, nor be afraid." Pharaoh pursued them with his soldiers, and the sea overwhelmed them as it had overwhelmed others. Pharaoh led his people astray and did not guide them aright. "O children of Israel, we delivered you from your enemy, and we made a covenant with you on the right side of the mount, and we sent down to you manna and quails. Eat of the good things we have provided for you, but do not transgress therein, lest my wrath descend upon you. And whoever my wrath descends upon is surely ruined. But I am most forgiving to whoever repents, believes, and does righteous deeds, and then follows the right guidance." God said, "What has hastened you away from your people, O Moses?" He said, "They are close upon my footsteps, and I hasten to you, my sustainer, so that you may be pleased." He said, "But indeed we have tested your people after you, and the Samiri has led them astray." So Moses returned to his people, angry and sorrowful. He said, "O my people, did your sustainer not promise you a fair promise? Did the time seem too long for you, or did you desire that wrath from your sustainer should descend upon you, and so you broke your promise to me?" They said, "We did not break your promise of our own will, but we were made to carry burdens of the people's ornaments, so we cast them, and likewise the Samurai cast them." Then he brought forth for them a calf, a lifeless body that made a lowing sound, and they said, "This is your God and the God of Moses, but he has forgotten." Did they not see that it could not return to them any word, nor could it possess for them any harm or benefit? And Aaron had said to them before, "O my people, you are only being tested by this, and indeed your sustainer is the most merciful, so follow me and obey my command." They said, "We will never cease to worship it until Moses returns to us." Moses said, "O Aaron, what prevented you when you saw them going astray from following me? Have you then disobeyed my order?" He said, "O son of my mother, do not seize me by my beard or by my head. Indeed, I feared that you would say, 'You have caused division among the children of Israel, and did not observe my word.'" Moses said, "And what is your case, O samurai?" He said, "I saw what they did not see. So I took a handful from the messenger's footprints and threw it, and thus my soul enticed me." Moses said, "Then go, for you will say throughout your life, 'Touch me not,' and indeed you have an appointment which you will not fail to keep. And look at your God, to which you remained devoted. We will surely burn it and scatter its ashes into the sea. Indeed, your God is only God, there is no deity except him. He has encompassed all things in knowledge." Thus, we relate to you, O Prophet, some of the stories of what has passed before, and we have certainly given you a reminder from us. Whoever turns away from it will surely carry a heavy burden on the day of resurrection. They shall abide therein, and what a grievous burden it will be for them on the day of resurrection. On that day, when the trumpet is blown, we shall gather the guilty with eyes darkened, stumbling in fear. They will whisper among themselves, "You stayed no more than 10 days." We know best what they say, for the most perceptive among them will say, "You stayed no more than a day." They ask you about the mountains, so say, "My sustainer will scatter them as dust. He will leave them as a barren, desolate plain, where you will see neither curve nor elevation." On that day they will follow the caller, who will have no deviation. All voices will be humbled before the most merciful, and you will hear nothing but a faint whisper. On that day no intercession will benefit except for him to whom the most merciful grants permission, and whose words he is pleased with. He knows what is before them and what is behind them, but they cannot encompass him in knowledge. Faces will be humbled before the ever-living, the sustainer, and those who carry the burden of wrongdoing will have failed. But whoever does righteous deeds while believing will have no fear of injustice or deprivation. Thus we have sent it down as an Arabic Qur'an, and we have diversified the warnings within it so that they may be conscious or it may cause them to remember. Exalted is God, the true sovereign. Do not hasten with the Qur'an before its revelation is completed to you, but say, "My sustainer, increase me in knowledge." Indeed, we made a covenant with Adam before, but he forgot, and we did not find in him firm resolve. When we said to the angels, "Prostrate before Adam," they all prostrated except Iblis, who refused. So we said, "O Adam, this is an enemy to you and to your spouse. Let him not drive you both out of the garden, lest you toil, for in it you will neither go hungry nor be unclothed, nor will you thirst nor suffer from the sun's heat." But Satan whispered to him, saying, "O Adam, shall I show you the tree of eternal life and a kingdom that will never perish?" So they both ate from it, and their shame became apparent to them, and they began to cover themselves with the leaves of the garden. Thus Adam disobeyed his sustainer and went astray. But then his sustainer chose him, turned to him in mercy and guided him. God said, "Descend from here, all of you, as enemies to one another. But if guidance comes to you from me, then whoever follows my guidance will not go astray nor suffer. But whoever turns away from my remembrance will have a narrow, difficult life, and we shall raise him blind on the day of resurrection. He will say, 'O my sustainer, why have you raised me blind while I was once seeing?' God will say, 'Just as my signs came to you and you ignored them, so today you are forgotten.' Thus do we repay those who transgress and do not believe in the signs of their sustainer. And surely the punishment of the hereafter is more severe and more enduring. Does it not guide them how many generations we destroyed before them as they walk among their ruins? Truly in this are signs for people of insight. Were it not for a decree already issued by your sustainer, their destruction would have been inevitable and their term fixed. So be patient with what they say, and glorify your sustainer with praise before the rising of the sun and before its setting, and in the hours of the night and at the ends of the day, that you may be content. And do not let your eyes look longingly at what we have granted to some of them as the splendor of the worldly life, through which we test them. The provision of your sustainer is better and more enduring. And enjoin your family to prayer and be steadfast therein. We don't ask you for sustenance, we provide for you, and the good end is for the righteous. Yet they say, why does he not bring us a sign from his sustainer? Has not a clear proof? come to them in what was in the former scriptures. Had we destroyed them with a punishment before this, they would have said, "Our sustainer, why did you not send us a messenger? So we might have followed your signs before we were humiliated and disgraced." Say, "Each is waiting, so wait. You will soon know who are the people of the straight path and who are rightly guided."